paves.
Alright, first and foremost tonight, there was a lot of fucking mod errors from you jackasses. I don't know what the hell the issue is, why you're incapable of turning off some goddamn mods that you did from some dumbass fun op, but that shit's inexcusable. Alright, all you're doing is wasting the time of Zeus, having to go in there and kick your ass off the server, because you're too inconsiderate to check your fucking mods before you come loading in here. So, get that shit squared away. Now, as far as tonight's FTX, we are going to be focusing primarily on target identification. Mostly on PID of enemy vehicles. Alright, too often have I seen guys identifying a fucking BTR as a BMP, or a BRDM as a BTR, or vice versa, so on and so forth. Or a fucking ZSU 23 being mistaken with a ZU 23. Right, there is a difference between the stationary gun mounted in the back of a truck or on the ground and a quad cannon fucking medium armor piece that will end your fucking soul. So, first part of tonight, we're going to be going over a vehicle PID course. We're going to go over what the vehicles are, what they're capable of doing, and what we can engage them with. That's an important one. Right? Anybody that's seen, I believe it was Task Force Charlie's FTX, I'm tired of seeing weapon squads get called for a fucking BTR. There's a reason you guys in rifle squads carry AT4s. Same goes for the laws. Right? There's a reason we give you guys that shit. Do not call the goddamn weapon squad to come save your ass every time there's a piece of light armor on the field. You guys are more than capable of dealing with that yourselves. When it comes to the bigger stuff, BMPs, especially MBTs, then yeah, call the weapon squad. That's what they're there for. Right? Now, at any point in time, going over this course, if any of you have a question, I don't care how fucking stupid you think it is, you put a Q in chat. Alright? It's true, the only stupid question is the one that is not asked. I do not want anyone walking away from here tonight not understanding the tiniest little piece of information that we went over. Is that understood?
Yes, for sure.
Yes, sir.
Alright, follow me. We're going to head over to the course.
Copies.
1-2 is 1-6 on 1-0. Over. Is 1-2 actual get sorted out yet? Over. All right. 1-6 out.
Alright, first vehicles we're going over, BTRs. Right, these are the light armor that we go up against the most. Now the two behind me is BTR 60 and a BTR 88. These are the only two we really need to worry ourselves with. Right? There's a BTR 60, 70, and 80. There is little to no difference between those three for us on the ground. They all are capable of the same things and get destroyed by the same things. BTR 80 Alpha is covered separately because it's much more dangerous. Now in terms of what the BTR is capable of, they are a wheeled vehicle, so they are fairly goddamn quick. They are not the most maneuverable, however. They are, as I said, APCs, Armored Personnel Carriers, so they can carry troops in the back of them. They can also have troops riding on the top. However, if they're dumb enough to ride on the top of that BTR into our engagement range, ensure to remind them how fucking stupid that is. They are also amphibious. That means they can cross bodies of water. Yes, they are very slow when they do it, but they can get it done. And when they are crossing that body of water, the turret can still be active. So it does not mean it is no longer a threat just because it's in the water. Now the BTRs 60, 70, and 80 all have essentially the same weapon systems: heavy machine guns, small cannons. BTR 80 Alpha, however, has a large autocannon, essentially the same exact autocannon that is on a ZSU 23. So it is a much bigger threat than a 60, 70, or 80. Now in terms of calling one of these out, just call it as a BTR. If it's a normal 60, 70, or 80, doesn't matter. Just call it as a BTR. However, if it has an autocannon, make goddamn sure you denote that. Let us know that it's a BTR 80A, or very simply just say it's an autocannon BTR. Reason being, if we have multiple pieces of armor on the field, if there's 3 BTRs out there and one of them is a BTR 80A, we need to take that one out first. That is the biggest threat. Alright, we always engage and eliminate the biggest threat first. So that is the one we need to direct our attention to. Any questions on the BTRs?
Negative for a second.
Alright, outstanding. Captain, anything you'd like to add?
Negative.
Alright, let's go ahead and move on. Actually, no. Let's not move on. Helps to actually tell you guys what the fucking you should be engaging these with. When it comes to engaging the BTRs, alright, we're going to start at the bottom and move up in weapon systems. So at the absolute bottom rung, for basic infantry, we got the saw. The saw is capable of taking out the tires on a BTR. However, it takes damn near 100 rounds to take out a single tire. So that is an absolute last fucking resort. Do not fire into the armor of the BTR with a saw. It ain't gonna do dick. Hit the tires. Hopefully you have the fucking common sense to not shoot at the damn thing when the barrel is pointed at you. Moving up from there, we have the thumpers. 40 Mike can take the wheels out on one of these as well, if you're using HEDP. HE ain't gonna do dick. HEDP is what that is for. We use that to take out the wheels on a vehicle. So you guys carrying 320s or 203s, whatever, always make sure you've got a couple HEDP with you, just in case you are called on to take out a BTR or another wheeled vehicle. You're not going to destroy it, but good goddamn chance you can disable it. Disabling a vehicle does not mean it's no longer a threat. Just because part of the crew dismounts does not mean the motherfucker up in that turret has to dismount as well. That gun could still remain active, but at least if it's disabled, the vehicle can no longer maneuver around the battlefield. Moving up from there, we have the law. The law max effective range is 300 meters. That's not against armor like this, though. Law is made for soft targets. However, that does not mean the law cannot be used against a BTR. In close, 200 meters or closer, you can disable or even potentially destroy a BTR with a law should you hit it in the correct spot. Now again, common sense coming into play here. You can see the front of these things have sloped armor. I would hope you're smart enough not to try and hit one of these things right in the nose with a law. Try and hit it in one of the soft spots. Soft spots being down by the wheels in the belly armor, right in the back door, or your best bet if you can get an elevated shot and hit it in the top plate. That is your best chance with a law. Hit it in the top plate, right behind the turret. Next we have the AT4. Right? AT4 basically turns these things into paper fucking mache. At 300 meters or closer, it is pretty much a guaranteed kill on a BTR with an AT4. Beyond 300 meters, good chance you'll disable it, maybe destroy it, but there's a good chance you'll disable it. Anything beyond 400 meters, you're putting yourself in somebody else's hands. Moving up from there, into what the weapons guys carry. And again, you should not be calling a weapons squad to take out a fucking BTR unless you have no other option. The 240s can take out a BTR with their armor-piercing ammo. However, they carry a limited amount of AP. So don't rely on that, but they can punch through the armor and kill the crew and the occupants inside. Moz obviously will take one of these out, no fucking problem. Javelin, if I ever see one of you guys waste a fucking javelin on a BTR, I am going to rip somebody's head off. That's it for what infantry can engage us with exception to the gun trucks, obviously. Any of the gun trucks can engage one of these fucking things and take it out. 50's going to punch right through this like it's not even there. Mark 19 can take out the tires with enough rounds. Alright, let's move on. Sergeant Lyon, you had a question? Make sure you're on yelling.
Thank you, First Sergeant. When you say that the law is used to engage soft targets at ranges in excess of 300 meters, what's considered a soft target? Is it technical a soft target, sir? Or Sergeant?
Yes, we're going to be going over soft targets here in a minute, but it is not in excess of 300 meters. It's inside of 300 meters. Maximum effective range of the law is 300 meters. Doesn't mean you can't hit targets beyond that, but that's the maximum effective range.
Thank you, Sergeant.
All right.
Hey, you just called him Sergeant twice. He's not Sergeant.
Apologies, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Cap. Korpolenko.
Thank you, First Sergeant. The windows on the BTR, are they bullet resistant, or can we punch through those with our rifles?
If your rifle is 7.62 or higher, yes.
Alright, thank you, First Sergeant.
All right, next we're going to cover is the MBTs. One we have sitting here is a T-72. Hopefully this is not a T-72. Now, there are multiple variants of the main battle tank. We have T-72s, T-80s, T-90s, and there are multiple variants of each one of those. However, for us on the ground, none of it means dick. It's just an MBT or heavy armor. Either one. You can call it out as either one. Doesn't matter. You do not need to know the exact specifications of each fucking model of each variant. They're all the same for us. We don't engage one, basically. When it comes to engaging an MBT as infantry, the only weapons we have that can do a damn thing to an MBT is a law at close range, can disable one, or potentially destroy one if you're close enough and you can get a shot into the engine compartment and cause it to cook off. And then the weapons guys. That's it. Laws ain't going to do anything to it. Again, AT4s, you need to be close. And if you're going to hit it with an AT4, it's because it's an absolute last resort. And your aim is to disable, if possible. So, hit it in the tracks. Try and take out one of the tracks. Or if possible, as I said, get an elevated shot from above, fire down into the exhaust. The exhaust is right behind the turret. You'll see two grates right behind the turret, two metal grates. Hit one of those grates. That's your best bet with an AT4. Weapons guys can take one of these out with a Moz. Pretty goddamn simple. Javelins were purpose built to take out Russian built armor just like this. So javelins will smoke one of these no problem. But again, for us as basic infantry, the only thing we have is an AT4, and that's an absolute last resort. Call the fucking weapons guys. That's what they're here for. If the weapons guys can't handle it, that's what the boys in the sky are for. Alright? Any questions on the main battle tanks?
No, First Sergeant.
Alright, fucking outstanding. Let's move on. Give me some room so I get under the goddamn barrel. Alright.
161.7.
Now we're going to start going over some of the soft targets. First ones we're going to cover, right here directly behind me, some gun trucks. All right. Now, I tell you guys this in OSUT. Oftentimes you'll hear these vehicles referred to as technicals. In a traditional sense of the term, these vehicles are not technicals. These are purpose-built gun trucks. All right. A techie is a goddamn taco truck with a PKM mounted in the back of it. These are not technicals. These are purpose-built to be gun trucks. Especially the one right fucking behind me. Because notice, not only does it have a heavy machine gun, it also has a goddamn AGS-30. Now, if for some goddamn reason you are not aware of what an AGS-30 is, it is a fully automatic grenade launcher, much like our Mark 19. However, it is not a Mark 19. Do not confuse them. They do sound similar when they fire, but if you see one of these engaging your element, or another friendly element, do not call up that you're being engaged by a Mark 19. Because if we're working with the gun trucks, and we happen to have some fucking Mark 19s with us, now we think there's blue on blue going on. Because you can't differentiate between an AGS-30 and a fucking Mark 19. There are two different weapon systems. Alright, is everybody clear on that?
Yes, First Sergeant.
Yes, First Sergeant.
Alright. Now these two vehicles behind me, as well as the next couple vehicles in line down the right here, these are all soft targets. Even this one that looks like it's heavily armored. It's a BRDM. Do not confuse it with a fucking BTR. BTR has 8 very visible tires. This has 4. BRDM, think of it essentially as like an armored car. Right? It's not very heavily armored. It does have a turret with a machine gun mounted in it. However, it has much lighter armor than what even the BTR does. So all of these vehicles you see lined up here, all the way down to the GAZs, these are the definition of soft targets. Right? These are what the law is made for. Especially these gun trucks and that BRDM. Those things are pretty big threats, especially the one right behind me with the AGS-30. Don't be afraid to use a law on something like this. That's why we have them. They're not used for fucking tanks. They're used for little shit like this. If you can catch one of those troop transports down there, one of those GAZs, full of guys because they were too fucking stupid to dismount before they got in our engagement range, smoke that motherfucker with a law. Alright, to hell with wasting 1,000 rounds to kill 20 guys. Fire one rocket and do the same job. Now with these soft targets, we can engage these with pretty much any goddamn weapon system we have, with exception to the BRDM. You're not going to engage that with an M4. You can't punch through that armor with the M4. Now if you can't punch through the armor with the M4, guess what else you also cannot punch through the armor with? That's right, a saw, because they're chambered in the same fucking caliber. So do not think just because you're carrying a light machine gun means you can suddenly shoot through heavier steel. It's the same fucking caliber as what we're all carrying in the M4s. Don't be retarded. 7.62s can go through it? Yes. 5.56, no. Everything else though, especially troop transports, light that shit up. With exception, if you're carrying an M4 and you see ARs and machine gunners already lighting up a troop transport, to save your ammo. Wait for them to stop and start trying to dismount and run away, then use your M4. Otherwise, don't bother wasting the ammo. Let the fucking machine guns take care of them. Chief Adaran.
Thank you, First Sergeant. Quick question. 5.66 on the tires, would that be effective or not at all? Sorry, 5.56 rather.
5.56 on the tires? Yes, it's effective.
Affirm. Thank you, First Sergeant.
Alright, no other questions? Let's keep moving. Alright, your guys is right real quick. That's a fucking technical. Alright, that is a shining example of a fucking technical. However, the next vehicles we're going over is the ones directly behind me here. This is the family of BMPs. Do not confuse these with goddamn tanks. They are not tanks. They are IFVs, infantry fighting vehicles. All three of these share the exact same characteristics. The only difference for us is the armament. So, starting down at the far left end for you guys, that is the BMP-1. BMP-1 is outfitted with two different weapon systems, first being the main cannon. The main cannon is a smoothbore cannon that is primarily used for anti-armor. However, they can load high explosive shells and fire on infantry. Next, we have the rocket on the top of it. That rocket is a dumbfire rocket. It is not guided. However, that does not mean it's not fucking dangerous. It is a big-ass rocket. This vehicle, I would classify as a medium threat. Now, when it comes to engaging the BMP, laws can't do anything. Small arms aren't going to do shit. There's no tires on it to take out, to disable it. So do not fire at one of these with a fucking saw, an M4, a 240, or a 320. None of those weapon systems are going to do anything to a BMP. And you may think it's silly that I go over that, but I have seen a very special motherfucker try and shoot a BMP-2 with a 240. It did not turn out well. Especially considering I was sitting right next to him when the round started impacting in our fucking faces. Corporal Lenko.
Thank you, First Sergeant. You said the laws don't do dick against these things. Does that include the treads as well? We can't knock one of those out?
Let's get into that. Thank you.
Sergeant.
As Corporal Lenko just asked, a law is potentially capable of disabling one of these if you're close enough to it. You can take out one of the tracks if you get a good hit on it. But that's going to be an oh shit, we got no other choice situation. The AT-4 can destroy a BMP fairly easily, provided you do not hit it right in the nose. Right? As with any piece of armor, the frontal armor is going to be the strongest. So the AT-4, you really want to go for one of those flanking shots, either in the side, in the rear, or in the top plate. Maz will take one of these out pretty goddamn easily. Javelin will very easily destroy one. Now moving down from the BMP-1, right here at my 5 o'clock, we have the BMP-2. Captain Soto?
Thank you, First Sergeant. Just something regarding the frontal armor on the BMP. The engine is in the front of this vehicle, so when your round impacts it, you may see this vehicle start to smoke. It is still a threat. You've knocked out the engine, but the turret and the crew are alive. That was designed deliberately by the Soviets when this vehicle was made. So keep that in mind. If you have to take a frontal shot and it's smoking, it might not be out of the fight. That's it. Thank you, First Sergeant.
Thank you, Cap. That goes for any vehicle, really. Just because you see the crew dismount does not mean it's no longer a threat. Until you see that thing actually fucking explode, it's still a potential threat. Now moving on to the BMP-2 here at my 5 o'clock. BMP-2 has all the same capabilities as the other BMPs, can carry troops in the back, can cross bodies of water, same weapon systems engage it. However, unlike the BMP-1, it is outfitted with an autocannon as well as a Conqueror's missile. If you don't know what a Conqueror's missile is, that is an ATGM. Essentially the same thing as our TOW missile. It is a wire-guided anti-tank missile. That does not mean it's not a threat to us. They can park that thing through a fucking window from over a click away. It is still a very big threat to us. Right along with that big-ass goddamn cannon that's sticking out of the turret. Now, as we touched on earlier, engaging the biggest threat first. BMP-2 is a bigger threat to us than the BMP-1. Yes, the cannon on it is a smaller caliber, however, it has a much, much higher rate of fire. And it also has a guided missile on it. Right, so the BMP-2 is a bigger threat than the BMP-1. They're pretty goddamn easily identifiable between each other. BMP-1 has one large cannon and a white rocket on it. BMP-2 has a small autocannon and that yellow tube on top of it. Pretty easy to identify them from each other. Lastly, at my 7 o'clock, we have the BMP-3. Now, the BMP-3 is a special kind of asshole. If you guys look close enough, right along the barrel there, you'll notice that has a large caliber cannon, just like the BMP-1. However, flanking right along it is a small barrel. That small barrel is an autocannon, just like a BMP-2. So this thing is essentially the bastard child of a BMP-1 and a BMP-2. It also has better armor and better countermeasures. When it comes to engaging one, we use all the same weapon systems to engage one of these as what we would with a BMP-1 or a BMP-2. However, this thing, again, bigger threat than even the BMP-2, because not only does it have that large caliber cannon, but it has an autocannon as well. Okay, so this BMP-3, bigger threat than a BMP-1 or a BMP-2, and very easily differentiate between a BMP-3 and the other two. They look almost nothing alike. So it's really goddamn easy to tell the BMP-3 from the BMP-2 or the 1. Alright, any questions?
Negative. No, certain.
Sergeant Tosco.
Thank you for Sergeant. From a Havoc 4 perspective, the BMP is where mortar effectiveness stops. The BTR mortars can take out any kind of soft targets, mortars can take out, but BMPs is where the 60mm shell that we shoot out does diddly to squat against these IFVs.
Alright, let's move on. Alright, we saved the worst for last. These vehicles you see behind me are the biggest threats that we have out there. Reason being, not only are they a threat to us, they're a huge threat to air assets. Simple fact is, we lose air assets, we're up shit's creek. So starting from your right, we have a GAZ with a mounted ZU-23. The U-23 is primarily an AA gun. What it was made for, take down airplanes. Doesn't mean they can't fire at us. Right? They can very easily turn that turret, traverse it down, and engage infantry with it. However, being mounted in the back of the truck makes them incredibly vulnerable. Obviously, they have nothing protecting the gunner and A-gunner in the back of that truck. So we can engage that thing with every fucking weapon system we can bring to bear. Again, that's what laws are made for. You get a clear shot on one of those with a law, fucking take it. It eliminates that threat completely. There is no chance of that gun being remounted if you blow up the fucking truck. You just shoot the guys out of it, that's great. You've eliminated the threat temporarily. Does not mean that weapon system can't be remounted by someone else. Alternatively, punch a law right through the fucking front of it and blow the thing up. Nobody's going to be mounting back on it. Moving on from there, directly behind me, the ZSU, or the Shilka. This is a Zeus cannon. I stress to guys in OSA how much of a danger BTR-80As and BMP-2s are with their autocannons. Those vehicles have a single autocannon. This has fucking 4 of them. This is one of the most dangerous vehicles we will ever go up against, both for infantry and air assets. These are target priority number fucking 1. No matter what the situation, these are the biggest threat we take. Now this thing has an insanely high rate of fire. It can rip through 250 rounds in about 10 seconds. Very easily recognizable when one of these things starts firing. You don't even need to see it to know that it's a ZSU. Do not confuse a ZSU-23 with a ZU-23. ZU-23 is what you see mounted on the back of that GAZ, the dual barrel, or dual cannon. ZSU-23 is what you see behind me. That's the quad cannon fucking vehicle. Now when it comes to engaging a ZSU, think of it essentially like a BMP. However, don't fucking call it out as a BMP. It's pretty obviously not one. But when it comes to engaging one, we use all the same weapon systems. Alright, law can potentially disable one if you can hit it in the tracks and you're close enough. But let's face it, you don't want to be that close to a fucking ZSU. An AT-4 can destroy one. Laws and javelins can definitely destroy one. Nothing else is going to do anything to it. Lastly, at my 5 o'clock at the far left here, we have a Shilka, or sorry, a Tunguska. Tunguska is essentially the bigger brother to the Shilka. Has essentially the same autocannons as far as we're concerned. However, it also has 8 anti-air missiles that are able to lock and hit a target from 5 clicks. It is hands down the biggest threat of anything else we'll face. Because not only can those autocannons engage us on the ground, but those missiles have one hell of a range, and they can take out air assets with a single one if they get a good hit. Now, these two vehicles, the Shilka and the Tunguska, very similar. However, when you look at them, very, very different. They have a similar profile, but the biggest identifier, look right at the top. See that spinning radar on the Tunguska? Shilka doesn't have that spinning radar. It's got that white thing up at the top, looks like a snare drum, right? The easiest way to identify the difference between a Shilka and a Tunguska. Doesn't matter if the rest of the body is behind concealment, some type of foliage or whatever. If you can see that the top of that turret, you can identify whether it's a Tunguska or whether it's a Shilka. And if there's both of them out there, we're taking the Tunguska first. It's the bigger threat. It's got those fucking missiles with a 5-click range. So we'll hit the Tunguska, and then we'll go after the Shilka. Alright? Anybody have any questions on anything we've covered?
First Sergeant. No, First Sergeant.
Outstanding. Captain, anything you would like to go over?
Negative.
Roger. Alright. Want you guys to head back to the area where we all came in. Stand by there for a hot minute while we get ready to brief.
I'll get back in pre-combat formation when we get there.
It makes my skin crawl standing near it. It is that bad.
Line up on me. So glad you could make it, Langford.
Yeah, we were hanging out.
Yeah,
I did this to him. Yeah.
more practice for you. I had a lapse in memory for a little bit there.
Just kept punching him.
And then I did
You have another video? Drop one back. Yep.
and he did
Good to
this.
be here.
Whisper on base.
Pretty awesome.
God, I got 3 fucking radios for some reason.
Why?
I have no idea.
Be advised, I'm about 30 Sierra behind here, so. Based on
Yep.
information I've been able to gather.
What do you think?
Alright. Cool. Talk to Jimmy Al Qaeda, 2 states over.
The time to tell you tap.
Yep.
Or dang,
No
tap.
problem, LT.
I don't know where to stand though.
Yeah, Reed. What'd you say?
160. Alright, everybody from Mobile Valley Box is briefing. Alright, anyway, stand by.
Okay, yeah, you're
This
only
way.
about a second behind.
That's good. It was way longer than that when we were doing vehicle ID.
I know, got all hot.
He would move on, and I would sit there. And
Yep.
30 seconds later, you guys would be done.
Negative, stand by.
O'Brien, you get sorted? Reed help you out?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks.
Roger that.
Isn't that kind of scary? I know. It's
Everybody in the team's got a box for you.
I don't know. Christ, they let me lead anybody.
I'm pretty sure.
Nothing.
Where's GG?
I think I hear
He's on his way.
back ditch
On his way
over there.
back.
Yeah, I don't see him on my micro dagger.
Yeah, I'm just looking at that myself.
I think he went to shit and the hogs ate him. Tried to stop him, but he wouldn't listen.
It happens.
No, I guess it doesn't have the same impact.
Hopefully it goes well for you, medical side.
Richie, you suck there.
Sounds like anti-armor is going to have a field day.
Off comes 1 minute.
Roger.
I'll go and pass it down to COC. Sergeant Munson? Sergeant L. Munson? You go and pass it down to Sergeant Munson that he swallows.
Sergeant Munson, I think Sergeant Ritchie just shaded you.
He has a message for you, Sergeant Munson.
Holy shit.
Hello.
Roger, welcome back.
It's me. And
Fucking motivational shit. Oh, it's a juju.
Wild juju.
Wild juju. Do it. I'm not gonna. Yeah, put your back into it. Get some. That's the motivation. Nice one.
Who's trying to point and failing this room?
I don't know.
I'm an expert pointer. I had a week's worth of practice.
Somebody's, yeah,
Lion.
looking at the dirt.
As he carefully checks his equipment before returning to the pre-combat formation. Here he goes. Watch as he runs.
Booker went there.
I choose you.
Welcome back, GG. Missed you better. Although I don't hear you at all.
Yeah, we don't hear you, Juju.
Yeah, we sustain off.
May want to restart.
Big Newtons
Maybe he left his headset in a PPR.
no.
Yeah, could be.
Oh, easy,
I think you're muted there, Lester.
We don't need you.
So, if you want to get the magnet out of my helmet right now, that would be super okay with me.
That's like hugging a hooker. Like, that's the biggest waste of money I've ever fucking heard. Why don't you just water that bitch down? That's my intent. That's what I say about it.
I had to be a fire team leader today in a platoon training.
So-
That was fun.
Oh, really? Right.
I was there. That was funny.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, fail, boss.
What did you run?
Verizon's here.
Oh, never
One
mind.
mic. This is 1-2 mic.
No.
I'm back in with my unit.
Private Bollinger, after this training, we need to talk about your choice of op.
Son.
Sergeant Lyon,
Yes, Private.
don't make me get my COC.
And
I like how we kind of subdivided ourselves. You know,
They're writing down takeout orders.
couple of squads over there, a couple of us over here.
Getting his group pizza? I can't wait.
Pizza?
Group pizza. The best thing goes party sub maybe.
Yeah, if you go actually get up close to a Tunguska and sniff it, it smells like pizza.
Yeah, Ephraim.
Yeah, Ephraim. Alright, everybody, we got 5 minutes to get this shit going. So, if you open your map, and on the southwest corner is Cop Bravo. This is an abandoned cop. Our mission is to go in there, clear it out of any possible hostiles that are still holding it, and then we are going to dig in there and assume a defensive posture. We're not sure what the composition is. We don't know if anybody's in there. We don't know exactly what we may be facing. Also, this is going to be a nighttime op. We're going to be waiting until dark. So if you don't have your NVGs, make sure you get that shit right now. We're going to land either in the saddle. Hang on, stand by. You look where I'm pointing. We're going to either land. The primary LZ is the saddle between Cop Bravo and Hill 48. The secondary LZ is out here, out on the west side of this intersection. Once we get in there, 1-4, I want you to split up. I want half your squad looking out to the north, and then the other half out looking out mainly to the east. To keep an eye on those MSRs. If we don't have any vision over this Hill 48, I may have a squad push out to it and dig in up there. We're just going to have to kind of play it by ear. We're going to be inserting via 2 Phoenix Heavy, and we'll have air escort with us. So make sure the fire team leaders are on the guns. It will be a hot LZ, so if you see it, you shoot it. We don't know of any civilian considerations. If you're being engaged, you are authorized 40 Mike. Sergeant Munson.
Thanks, Lieutenant. Quick question. If we don't know if the enemies have taken that cop or reinforced it with anti-air or whatnot, why are we inserting here?
Where air's going right now, they should be taking off to go reconnoiter that already. If we need to push off, then we will find another LZ.
Okay.
That's the plan, though. So, and it is very close. So hopefully they are not dug in there with a bunch of anti-air. All right. Any other questions, comments? Sergeant Reynolds, you have anything you want to add?
No, sir, not at this time.
All right, medical, we all good?
Yes, sir. All medics, when you head to the birds, make sure you grab extra medical just in case. We'll be setting up the CCT as soon as everything's cleared out inside.
Yeah, keep an eye on your supplies. We should be able to get a resupply if we need it, but we'll have to play it by ear. Any questions or comments? Put a CQ in chat. All right, I'll take that as a none. All right, stand by, gentlemen. Thank you.
Should I go extra?
All right, gents, I'm sure I don't have to say this, but double check to make sure you're actually carrying your NVs.
Should I go
before we set out?
Mule on this?
Alpha MVG check. Make sure you got everything for nighttime ops.
No,
confirmed you have your NVs.
Should I go extra mule?
Send it.
Did you forget your NVGs?
Mule up for this.
Jeez, bro.
You did, didn't you?
Alright, weight tips and
Torch Cordo.
Shane is getting his.
I'm actually going to switch mine to the no.
About that, no brain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Roger.
How much?
Yes. Wait, so we're not fast. We're not fast.
All right, you got him. Yeah, Charlie's going to go.
Actually, I'm gonna double check that. Actual, this is Alpha.
All right, let's get back in fucking formation.
Roger.
Looks someone decent.
Give him that motivation.
Oh shit! Yelled at. You have to use the monocular.
I meant to mention that, but you're right here next to me the whole time, so I wasn't exactly sure.
I will let you guys.
Can I get a Havoc to
Get the holy crap!
the medical or no? Never mind.
I may have 60 seconds.
Make sure you
Can I get them to get extended to us or no?
That for the night vision?
Good copy.
Okay,
Copy.
cool. Thank you, Lieutenant Bird.
Yep.
I like purple strap
GoPro
numbers.
on their little quadcopter.
I believe he's second.
Yeah, it's kind of Walmart.
What you got going there?
I just wanted to clarify something. Wondering if we start taking contact with Critter for 40 minutes. Right.
Probably get yelled at by the top.
That's going over. Radio there for a second. What'd you say?
The other 8.
I was asking, just to clarify, once we take contact with Critter to use 40 mics. Wait, one.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Langford.
Bravo, we cleared for 40 mics.
While in your absence, I have signed Wade, your CLS.
Let's hold off.
And then Pips was your 2IC, but he doesn't want to do it, so I'm going to be your 2IC, I guess. Unless you want Wade to do it.
Copy. Going to hold off on 45 mics.
I just told
look at the pretty
Pips there,
sky,
sorry,
you
Pips.
Rodriguez.
Wait, does Wade need
Sergeant Lyon?
to be on channel for 2IC as well?
Were you asking a private booker about the origin of the growth on top of his rifle?
Yeah, I just hope it's not malignant.
Yes, Sergeant Margiela.
Yes, he had.
You're fine, Wade.
You mean it? You hope it is malignant? I just hope it's not infectious.
Oh, no sunglasses at night, guys. No sunglasses at night.
So I need you to be mindful of that.
I can't set up.
Yeah, it sounds like
Oh, yeah, we need to get our yellow glasses.
that makes sense. So once we get set up there,
Hey, Bollinger, how you seeing through them sunglasses?
These are seeing eyeglasses.
They're not sunglasses. They're safety glasses.
go wherever he needs to go, if that makes sense.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Alpha, this is.
Same with you, Carter.
That's what I was thinking.
They're actually transitions lenses.
I don't want to take my glasses
When
off.
it starts getting dark, they'll
So
light
are
up.
we clear to go change out iPro?
Copy.
Good copy.
Moving,
We'll be moving
out of the
north.
airbase to the east, and then
Wait for the herd to come out.
We're moving to the airfield.
Okay, Robert.
Copy, copies.
Roger, you're recording.
We're gonna be moving north after the herd leaves. Move out. Western Chinook.
Copy.
I'm lining up.
Are we there yet?
Yeah, get on the left-hand side, guys. Ready to...
Do we have permission to board?
which of these helicopters is touching down first? Oh, so this one.
I got one door gun.
Which one is it? Yeah, you gotta do it before.
I'm assuming we're on the left or.
Make sure you're on normal or yellow. We can't fucking hear you.
Stand by, we're waiting for confirmation.
Clear the board.
We clear to lock and load.
1214 East Bird.
Are we clear to lock and load? Okay, go in front of me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lock and load.
16 copies. Start loading. Over.
Phoenix 2, this is Phoenix 1 on 711. Affirm map and LZs are updated at this time. Any question?
I think I will make fill up.
Hey, firm. My radio stuff is I've got, I don't have 70 as an alternate, that's why I can't hear you. Hey, it's fixed.
For you to flare up again before.
Bollinger in.
About 8.
Line it.
Oh, did you borrow it from fucking Richie? Yes, I did.
Gentlemen, we should be on cargo, not crew.
Yeah, move on mic.
Gunners need to be on crew.
Just correct.
By the way, guys, you, by default, you're on cargo.
Cut comms.
But fuck up.
This is Hub 4, solid copy on your last. Thank you.
Push the top.
Right now, everything is showing that I will be good to go. I'll let you know if it changes.
Go for mic on point 1.
You got sunglasses on.
Phoenix 2, this is 1.
Tango mic room, yeah.
Push mine out for ballistic glasses.
Roger, that will do.
Hey, firm. Hopefully this is better. I am fully loaded. Dagger, this is Phoenix
6 to 7
on 70.
Phoenix Dagger, send it.
1-6 to 7, solid copy, stand by.
Phoenix 1 is fully loaded. I am waiting for confirmation from Phoenix 2. Wait 1. Phoenix 2, are you fully loaded?
Roger that.
Yeah, roger.
Warlord
Uniform,
Dagger,
go and get that done.
Hey, firm.
Ruler Dagger for the time being, uniform change to a Blackhawk. We have a few stragglers.
1, this is 7.
A firm, uniform change into a little
1-6, this is 7. Notify your guys. We are going to have Warlord uniform change to Phoenix, and they will be riding in via Blackhawk. Over.
Phoenix.
Roger, 7 out.
2, this is 1 on 711. There's going to be a Blackhawk in this flight to transport the stragglers. You're full at this time.
We are dropping our Apache escort for Phoenix to carry the rest of the guys.
Go for 1 mic.
Dagger, make sure that fucking little bird still escorts us in. I don't want to go in completely fucking naked.
Roger, we'll do.
Roger that. 1 mic. Let me know
this
you're
is
on the
Lee,
ground
send
at
it.
the LZ.
Alright, clear thunder to lift.
Hey, firm, I'm seeing that and hearing that traffic now.
Break on its back.
Thunder Dagger, clear those.
Phoenix Light, this is Phoenix Lead. Let me know when you're fully loaded.
Lancer Dagger, send it.
Fucking standing by to stand by.
Negative, you're flying escort.
Phoenix Flight, this is Lead on 711. This flight we're going to lift, and I'm going to
6, did your battle buddy
take that
make it
active
over
in front of
motor
us and make a right-hand turn, and you guys come in.
He's still in the motor pool.
Roger. 1-6, this is 7, send it.
Phoenix 3, this is Phoenix Lead on 711.
1-6 is 7, solid copy. Stand by to lift. Dagger, what's the fucking hold up on getting Thunder off tarmac?
Phoenix Flight. We're waiting on Thunder to leave, and once he leaves, go right. Phoenix.
Thunder, Dagger 7-0.
This is Phoenix Lyon 711. Go ahead and spool up.
Thunder, Dagger, interrogative. What's your status?
Leave. Phoenix Flight. Phoenix Lyon 711. Roger. A firm.
Bollinger off comms 300.
Copy.
Phoenix Flight, this is Phoenix lead on. You're leaving this flight, is that correct? That is correct.
Bollinger back on comms.
And then the two heavies will land up and walk.
Roger.
Phoenix Heavy 2. Take a second. Just go ahead. Let's keep this flight low because we do not know what the air defense situation is.
Yes.
Three midline.
Jesus, we are forever away. Fucking over 9 clicks. It's gonna be a long ass fucking flight.
Roger.
It's actually pretty fucking bright out other than the fog.
That place is like 8 clicks away. So get comfortable. You're welcome. So does anyone know of score for this game right now? Fuck me. You don't have to be mad about it. I know we're missing you.
No, look, fuck you. Top of course, let's have much clothes on. Fucking holy shit.
Billy, yeah, exactly. I appreciate the influence of Billy. So, Billy's probably closed up real tight. But who doesn't love bumper to bumper traffic, am I right?
just so you guys are tracking, as soon as this cockpit's cleared, I want you guys to meet in the center. We're gonna find a good spot for CCP.
Space.
One question: with these designated positions,
We'll get.
those are like what we're gonna call.
We'll get the CCP set up. Go back to your squad leads and tell them where it's at. I'll mark it on blue 4 as well.
On your map within the blue
You're not
card.
translating.
Can you hear me now? We're going to mark everything up within our grouping of maps where your pre-designated zones are going to be. They're going to be like either a zone, like an actual zone, or a point on the map labeled with something. Then I will, instead of calling out a fire mission, I'm just going to say go for keyword and you will fire on that area.
Mike. That was not 30 seconds.
Operator, can you hear me?
This helicopter, watch you.
Well,
About time to kick it off and start having
I
fun.
can't see through this thick ass fucking phone. Why don't you shoot up one of your birds? It's hot. The helicopter.
come on, not again.
Okay. Well, we're all dead.
First. Alright, let's start making our way to another bird then.
Yep. Following you, Staff Sergeant. Or Sergeant First Class.
Hey, Top, you coming? Top, you coming? Making our way to another bird. God damn it. Oh, that's one. I'm good. Making our way to another bird right now. To the northwest.
Yep, Steven's making his way to the helipad.
Headed back to the bird, boys.
Line copies, I'm on the torment.
Ooh, limits. That's gonna be interesting.
Stay off the flight line, gentlemen. Not you, of course, Chief.
I'm to blame for that one, huh?
No. What? Whoa, what the fuck? Holy hell was that? Was that a bad fucking frag?
Sound like a 40.
It did.
Also got shot down with us.
Right.
Go back and be a fucking.
It's like a re-incident that happens.
Right.
4 months ago.
What the fuck?
Do not go out on the flight line if you're not a pilot.
Ready for round 2?
Yep, I'm ready for round 2.
Jesus Christ, who the
Three,
fuck
good,
just
what up?
throw a grenade?
What the fuck?
Bravo, this is Little Barry.
Hey,
I'm
I
gonna
need,
need some more
more
care
training.
from the mic.
Go ahead and load.
Age as well.
Copy that.
If Mike
So,
can.
Roger that. Push it to bird. Mike's not
Alright,
here.
we're with bird.
Fun to fun.
Hey, Ferb, looks like we got a bird up. Start making your way to it.
Yeah, Reed's up right now.
He's not gonna be able to hear me.
Yeah, it looks like
Sounds
a
like we
bad
lost
frag.
fire.
What's that?
Oh yeah, that's affirmative. We got shot down. What?
The fuck is our pilot? Alright.
Yeah.
Good board.
You guys want me on the gun again, or?
Alright, start loading up.
So.
Advise when you're all in.
All Max is 1 mic on 4-2. Let me know who's sliding in.
Bolliger in.
Dagger, go and move yourself move over here if you don't know already.
Little Barry's in.
Nah, that's fine, bro.
Right gunner's on top.
Left gunner.
Hey, somebody
Disable your intercom system.
Whatever one of you cocksucks do not know how to turn your speakers down low enough so that my voice isn't feeding back into my fucking headset, better unfuck your shit, wiki goddamn tick.
I was always like reloaded.
This is
heavy on 7-0, reloaded and ready to go. Yeah, this is like 7-0. I think tracers, and then I'll launch power, and I'll open it up.
Alright. Attempt number 2.
Send it. We need to put it somewhere else. Put it somewhere else. The other 3 birds can land no problem. Obviously, that was unique. What's the status of Thunder at this time?
This is Phoenix on 7-0, send it. Take on living countdown. Phoenix actual, this is Phoenix 37, I'm looking now, restart.
What sucks is that was my 1 respawn, so if I die again, that's it for this FTX.
Slow on speed.
Stay on. Laser, laser.
No one's calling that.
Send it. Roger. Be advised, delayed from having 6 states with the touchdown right in the center of the COP. That is going to be our LZ right in the center of the COP. We will get green smoke pop.
Roger that. Green smoke center LZ. Phoenix flight. Dagger 70.
Gonna be a slow right hand turn. Still holding 190.
Lancer, Dagger, be advised, LZ has moved to the center of Bravo. Green smoke will be placed.
Hey, firm got it.
Just make sure the TRD when you're go there, you're not letting ships on the ground already.
Cell phones.
Thunder, check the map.
You got a different answer?
Monkey, rabbit, deer, It's called saturation of that circle there. I like fluffy animals.
That's why you like Sergeant Richard.
And snakes.
Six and 7 solid copy. Designate LZ to Southern SR.
Sounds like a platoon size element is there, so it'll be good.
We're landing at fucking 1910 South ASR.
Roger. Thunder, Dagger. Phoenix,
Six, this is
Quick out.
1.1.
Can someone who is talking on fucking global stop talking?
Seven, this is 5.1.
Stop later, we're about 30 seconds down. 30 seconds.
Be advised, we're 30 seconds out from the LC.
Can you trace the fire out the window? North and south.
So Brian. 7, do not fire to the south.
Roger that, 7, I'll meet you there.
Stand by.
One mic back in the area.
You know the drill, boys. When we fucking land,
Load of punk over
fuck
forward.
out of there.
Go, go, go. Dismount.
Dismount.
Go, go, go. Go.
Dagger.
Section 1.
7-0. On the ground, unloading.
Bollinger out. Moving.
Send it.
Wait, one, let me get it.
Wrong net for send it. Sector?
Of course. Squad.
Southwest side.
Already done, I'm just letting you know.
Actually, Bollinger, let's go ahead and take this.
This tower's unoccupied.
To your north.
Bravo, what the fuck is that?
It's from the southeast.
He'll come back.
100 meters.
I'm up.
Just
Yeah,
put the
let's set up here, let's set up
bearing
here.
120.
Are you set up?
That way out.
Let's reset it. I'll kit. Alright, hey,
Hobbin, do you want to head over to us? Are there people shooting over there? Negative. Okay.
All mics, this is 935. Again,
Copy that. There's a heavy northeasterly wind.
6 and 7, this is Mike, be advised.
Taking fire from the west.
Apparently.
Just got hit, Doc. Line needs medical attention on Alpha.
We need a mic on our position. Bollinger's down. Mike. Yeah, in the tower.
I got enemy movement 310, about 500 meters.
Enemy movement 310, 500 meters.
RPG gunner 317.
Eyes on.
pushing morphine. What should I do?
Ow.
How'd you go down from a shot in the arm?
I don't know. I didn't even hear the fucking shot.
Alright,
Nothing but bodies.
Robin, you look a little exposed out there. Are you comfortable sitting out there? Oh yeah. Can I go visit Doc? There are plenty of guys up here. Nathan, go ahead. Southeast on the hill, platoon size element.
Copies.
I'm not gonna fire over friendlies. Got more guys moving out. Fucking 341.
We got more foot levels. 341.
The town's about 300 meters from here. 350 to the far building.
340.
Switching to trades for Max. Yes, sir, guard. Trades grant.
Element to the southeast is down.
Copy copies.
The RBG came in from the southeast. Oh, they just dropped the guy 335 coming over the near hill. It's only like 100 meters. Copy that.
Can someone find where we're getting shot at?
Correction, 200 meters to the crest of the nearest hill to our northwest. Copy that.
Potential enemy at 356 behind a shack.
Friendly mortars going out.
I think we're getting hit by some fire.
We are. I just got hit. Not sure where from.
Eyes on. Fire team size, element 345.
Five.
That squad size, over.
Yeah, they're coming through the town right now. 348 for us. Far side of the town. Far side of the town.
347 foot levels. Element.
That hill is roughly 500 meters.
340.
I took a round there. If Doc's not busy, I could use another shot of morphine. Copy that.
Doc's not busy. We could, Sergeant Lyon could use morphine.
Am I crazy? Is there somebody close? Like fucking west, southwest maybe?
Yeah, they're coming over the hill. 200 meters to our northwest. 338 was the last guy I saw.
Throw the belts in my backpack. Probably not going to be moving, so you can probably just throw them all.
Enemy smoke 340.
What was that? What?
That was a tank shell.
Yeah, what was it? Where was it? Oh, that. Oh, damn.
I think he caught Rodriguez. It came from like 001-ish. 001.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa, fuck.
It's on top of the. It's up there.
Alright.
There it is. 002.
I'm looking.
It's gonna blow this fucking OP out of the off the face of the earth.
Alright. 360.
Contact bearing 001. T90 on the hill.
Battle buddy?
One.
Be advised, I moved down to the Hesco wall underneath the tower.
Copy that.
Copy it.
Yes. Where'd you go? Get. Sorry, right here.
Gentlemen, there's a tank looking directly this way. I would move.
Yeah. What's up?
The tanks are expiring, ain't cheap. They're gonna be in trouble.
Oh, yes.
It is still angry.
Get down. I just found out.
Machine gun in our direction.
No, I asked what happened. He told me.
Yeah, fuck it up.
Yeah, I'm good.
Left side of it.
Somebody kill that damn thing.
Mike is starting.
Sick. This is my
Income.
Mike,
Oh my god. Go Thunder.
Well,
Sick. This is my
Tank of giving 0 fucks.
Apparently, fucking Terminator tank.
No, it's just
motherfucker is firing after that gun run.
Get back! Yeah.
There you go. Be advised, Sergeant Barton is not a KIA.
For fuck's sake.
The T90 and 72 late. Jesus.
Copy that.
You okay, Perkinson?
Oh, the towers. Am I ready to get that?
your own damn corner.
Somebody's hot micing.
No.
Who's got the fucking javelin?
Alright.
There's 1-4.
Bravo on me.
Or Thunder, if he could hit it with something useful.
It's only a click out of Moss could take it.
Whoa. Did that hit our HQ really?
It might have.
Incoming.
And the entire tower comes down. Who's up?
Pulling her up.
This is 1-1. I'll pause
Potvin, are you up?
hit my HE.
Oh yeah, I'm safe.
That's why I'm laying down behind Hescos.
Is this 1-1?
Alright, something got it.
Yeah.
This is 1-1. Yeah.
Where's 1-3?
What got it, you guys see?
What's up?
Yeah, it was from Thunder.
Yeah, I believe he dropped a GBU on it.
So, time to push up.
1-2, this is Bravo, over. Interrogative, waiting. What would you like us? Over. Where do you want us to go? Over. Bravo.
Man, all kinds of movement at 314 from my pause. They're going up the hill, actually. Eyes on. Copy that. Civilians mixed in with it, but I'm engaging anyway.
Keeping security to the southwest.
There's more of them behind the dead.
I have a southwest if you wanna shoot at the guys.
Pick up security south. We have boats south unloading troops. Copy.
Yeah, can't see shit to the south.
Can't see any water up there.
We're a little over 350 meters from the fucking water line.
He's down, guys.
What's up, Dark South?
Squad's coming in southeast. 300 meters.
These guys.
Those guys at 313 are down.
Can we get a chainsaw out here to take care of this fucking cactus?
Right? All over you.
Not the saguaro. You can take that motherfucker down. We get paid to be out here and shoot fuckers in the face. Do you think they're going to talk to us about killing one cacti?
Not us, you.
I don't have a chainsaw. I won't be the one taking it out.
Oh, that was close.
That was close.
So the water's on the other side of the rise to our south-southwest?
Correct. And to the south.
Got, so the boat's unloaded and there could be guys coming over the hills to the south.
Mayfern, but we should have eyes out that way. Some other squads.
Alright, where's this fucking RPG gunner? Took a shot.
Oh, that was close. No, that was ND from. I'm not going to say his name, but his initials begin with that.
Thank you, Miss Kitchen. I apologize.
Bravo, why are you guys down there, by the way?
You don't have a sight. You don't have optics if he does.
Okay, copy that.
Sergeant Munson.
Yeah.
Blue 4 marker 91950 has
Who's that there? Who's that? Potvin. Hey, Potvin, can you cover like more southern? I'll cover the right side.
Yeah, the mortars are getting sent right now.
I'm scanning the whole thing.
Well,
that's why I was suggesting.
Yeah, and Potvin, keep eyes out down there. Actual just said he's worried there still might be some foot mobiles down that way.
Sagan direction.
027 Troop Transports.
That's the other side of the cop.
It's gun trucks.
Barry's green. Alright, I'm gonna repack out.
Gotcha.
053.
Still good on ammo?
Yeah.
There's 200 belt for you. Bravo, how's your AR?
RPG. Grenadier, Max, HUDBs.
Actual says they're taking fire from the south, but we're not in position to engage.
Copy that. I think I'll take a nap.
Copy. Okay, when you're needed. Put mobiles out to our 315.
Engage you. Roll down. Confirm. I almost shot something.
Dang it.
If I don't see something live that I can shoot at in 10 minutes, I'm gonna quote-unquote ND.
Foot mobile 251. Running up the hill right now.
One is hit.
Just went behind Defilade.
Copy. Who's running away from us?
Heading north to south. He just went behind the buildings out to our 231.
I killed something! Alright, we'll go back to sleep for another 30 minutes. I think they hooked around to the southeast.
Feel free to tell Axel that we haven't engaged anything in like 10-15 minutes, and if there's a better place for us.
Actual is south. Actual, this is Alpha. Not much action over here. If we could be used in a better place, let us know.
I wanted to check my ammo count, not jump out of the tower.
021, another BTR.
Eyes on, it is.
There goes another one. I think that's rockets from.
Roger that.
RPGs.
We're staying put.
Get a fire mission.
It's all good. I'm feeling at
I
home.
see the RPG gunner.
324.
Oh my God! RPG on top of the 3-story apartment building right out there. 4-story, 5-story, whatever.
I need market.
Yeah, I was just about to check on you guys' tower.
Hit the wall behind us, but I was halfway out of the tower.
Splash damage. Yeah, I was just about to head over there. I'll get his legs.
I got my arm.
RPG stores this whenever you can.
Right leg.
I got torso.
Copy the building, left side, top side.
Alright, he's good.
Hero!
Let's cooking off to our north-northeast.
Hero!
Hero!
Was that enemy armor? Got up on the cup like that?
I did not hear over the radio.
2 times BTRs.
Right.
2 times BTRs. That's close. Wow.
Well, they did say troop transports were coming up. They're technically transports.
With big fucking guns on them.
Yep. Just wondering if I should get back in this tower or not.
No. Just go west. Where do you want us over? Alright, we're going in on
Specialist Boone.
Yep.
Hold me.
Yep.
Got much pulling for.
Oh. Fuck you, I got Salvatore now.
Oh, baby.
Now we can see next
Don't
one.
hold Salvatore.
Yeah.
He hasn't bathed
I
in
can see everything from that tower.
It's just like it. It's just how I like him, though.
What?
It gives him the perfect aroma.
Ooh.
Unless I get back in that tower.
Alright, yeah, just stand here for now. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been pretty quiet over here.
Yeah, all of a sudden a platoon.
I shot one guy.
Two
Ooh,
MPTs
one guy.
and a BMP.
Yeah, he was up over there.
I killed a guy somewhere around there-ish. Oh god, I need to... I'm like GoPro in my tech, what? So strange.
Yeah, that is pretty weird.
Yeah.
You know
Being a
what?
specialist that long?
Every team has to take its turn covering the platoon's butt. It was our turn. It's all good.
Hold on. Are you talking my butts going into each other's butts? What?
What? No.
English is a second language.
It's actually his third.
Alpha Bravo, be advised, if anybody needs mags, Mike is extra mags.
If anybody needs mags, I haven't burned a single mag yet.
I think I fired 4 rounds into that one guy.
I'll check if you actually need them.
Actually, we did technically crash into 3. We just
Oh, I fired quite a lot.
So those squad wasn't actually in our bird?
I was the only one not on the bird. On some Final Destination shit.
Barry Green on medical animal.
I went swimming.
Oh, you too?
Yeah.
I went sinking quickly to the bottom, is what I did. I wouldn't call
It's a night swim that I really don't take twice.
It technically is still swimming. It's just not swimming well.
It's plummeting.
Oh god.
It's drowning.
Everybody can swim. It just takes some people longer to drown.
No, that's probably the key distinction. Swimming versus drowning.
Because drowning is the easy way.
One or the other.
Like in the bird, or?
You always swim right up until the point that you drown.
Right.
What about just floating?
That's still considered swimming.
With all this gear, man, I went straight to the bottom. And it was deep. Fucking deep.
Good news is, one mortar round, we can all just go home.
All fired in Sopra.
No, you won't, because I'll patch you up.
Southwest, northwest, west.
Well, you're standing right here next to us.
You sure you have enough medical supplies? Because it's been pretty hairy.
I got enough. Got a lot.
Yeah, please don't ask for an ace report.
Okay.
Oh, I hear something.
Please, please hear something.
There's a
Please, for the love
boat!
of God.
There's a boat!
Where?
In the water!
Oh yeah, 2 boats moving right to left. 277.
260.
Eyes on.
Well, that was exciting.
And it's gone.
Bravo, get on the rocks to the southwest.
God
Get eyes
damn
on
it.
Got to see some Miami Vice action. Fucking 2 boats out there racing.
Exactly.
I went by our line of vision.
What? Oh.
That would be
There's action over there. Oh, gee. Oh.
That could be
That
the
is a
AGS from the
Shilka
boats.
bearing 018.
Yeah, that's a lot of tracers coming in from the fucking north.
It's a Shilka firing at him.
Yeah.
Ooh,
We're
merchant.
having,
Sounds fun.
we're having fun.
Pull 'em back.
Oh! Hi, Cho. Come on, baby.
Oh god.
Oh. Flashlights hit you.
Thunder's getting hit. We're north.
back in the cop.
Yeah, good luck on that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking do that.
What? I was in notes.
Okay, copy that. Send.
Your wasn't what?
Bravo, Trevor, send your Bravo AR and
Presumably
battle buddy
still in
to the other
boats.
tower.
Alright, we got squad size element 237.
Copy.
Maybe more.
Squad size element.
I got eyes on.
levels
Eyes.
7.
Eyes on.
237.
Many. Got a range over here. 256, 256, 256. I mean, probably 256 per
Well, they pretty well got shredded.
Hey, Sergeant Carter, I'm gonna sneak up here behind you.
Are you kidding me? Fuck that.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
They're dead anyway. I was like pew pew and I'm like nah.
That's what happens when we get rabbit.
That one's still alive right there. Got him.
1-2, this is 1-7.
I see a rabbit.
Send it.
Just extra. I'd like to get some
He was
of those
crawling
rabbits on that
away,
offloading
begging
troops
for
to the
mercy.
west and or a Blue Force
It was a nice
Shoot
little
it.
appetizer. I'm still ravenous.
Sorry, I shot the rabbit.
I probably should take my energies.
Send it.
I'm good. Actual Charlie and I'll get it over.
Damn.
Oh wait, rabbit's still alive.
Let me check real quick.
Got over the hill, bearing 227, coming on the right side of the big rock, between the rock and the bayonet houses.
Phoenix.
Oh, those poor bastards.
Yes, we are.
Still one more crawling on top of the hill between the big rock and the buildings.
See him reloading.
He's down.
Oh, apparently Thunder did not like that area over there.
Oh.
That was a few hundred rounds from the gal.
Yep.
Alright, go back to sustain, normal.
do have a resupply in the middle of the
Hey, Potvin, you got a mag? Or a belt, rather?
Whoa, that was a
Resupply.
Dude, I emptied all my 40 mic knives right now. Just for the resupply.
I mean, I can't even repack because I haven't reloaded yet.
Yep.
Yep.
Another tank is 000.
110. And bye.
Roger that, Private Rover K. How did he die? What happened?
Terminator tank round 2.
Roger that.
Wait, there's an MET going on?
There's great.
002.
Alright, I got you, buddy. Yeah, I'm gonna need a mic on my pause here.
Yeah,
One
I
four
got you.
mics coming. Copy. Okay.
What's the distance on that?
Bandaging his arm.
Let me see.
Yeah.
Click. Maybe 1100.
1.1 click.
I mean, I could roughly shoot that direction, but
If you need any resupply, you can get some more movement. Bearing 242 box in the middle of the cop.
I think he got away.
One trying
There's a guy closer, 239 behind the bush. I don't know if I smoked him or not.
Can you give me the name of the person? What was that?
Disregard gears, and he was, gigs already.
Oh. Oh.
down to the northeast.
Yeah, they're okay for right now. Said it.
6 is at this time, but
Something heavy fire.
I think the LT's just playing at this point.
You went down there on top of the hill, 208. 208. Just stepped on a big rock.
208.
One went prone, top of the hill, completely between the big rock and the small rock. I got close, danger close, 100 meters, 254. Is he down? He's down,
Yeah,
he's down.
Changing.
Contacts are coming off the beach from the southwest.
Cells down to 5 nights.
Say again, don't go on those steps to the towers, they can kill you.
And black on HEDP.
Where at?
Hey, wall breach on the south?
Hey, Potvin, keep that just breached through right over there.
They went into Death Lake.
Yeah, I just saw him.
Go for one, Mike.
How you feeling?
I don't know
Some of I got noise. I got noise further to the south from our pond. The escorts go up to a little higher.
When I saw Ryan went down, one mic, this is one mic. He's down. Back at 279.
This is Bravo. We're good.
I think someone started something right out there. I was just sitting there. I heard it go off. Yeah.
Did you up?
Or no. Not 100% sure what that is.
I got 5 people.
Just got a couple of explosions really close to that little house right in front of me.
That was friendly.
Maker.
Do you need 40 Mike up here?
Down, Nate.
Yes, me.
That's you said you did?
Yep.
That's alright.
I'm back on 40s.
Keep talking again.
How are you on 40?
I'm here.
Out here on the wall.
Out here doesn't really help.
We're out to that one.
I said on the wall.
Yeah, well,
That does help.
I don't give a shit. I just don't give one shit.
Yeah. I thought it was a friendly 40 for a second, but
Mike, I'm up here. I'm in front of it. Yep, right here.
What do you need, Salvatore?
I'm getting to a firefight just to our southeast.
Are you hurt? Copy copies.
No.
You want some
Are you
meds?
not bringing medicine for me? Oh,
No.
wait, you're not a medic.
What's a medic? I mean, if you want some, I'll give you some.
No, keep him.
Copy copies. We're, I think that was, Corporal Union.
AJ, how are you doing on
All to the south.
Friendly's are pushing up to clear the outside wall.
What's CDA on Mike for the mags? Copy that.
I have approximate knowledge of many things.
East side of town is always rough. We're in the swanky west side. Living it up. We need to bring up this combat in the
Ambush to your southeast.
Well, a lot of that fire was not enemy fire. That right there is friendly fire, but for a long time it was just enemies that they couldn't locate.
Ooh, that was right on the wall.
I got enemy 228 right here in front of the house, the first house. One single infantry coming down the hill towards the road. East down.
What do you got?
I have 2 in my bag and then 1 in the gun. That's perfect.
County's still alive.
The little.
Come on, Sal.
Perkinson is green.
There is green. We're gonna have to resupply my magazines in a bit.
Alpha, this is Bravo.
Rodriguez, go find
Did you manage to grab a resupply from the box?
Get that resupply and get us some bombs. I'm
Gotcha.
still green on
Grab some,
magazines.
bring it to you.
Hey Reed, you can take another
Hey, whatever is left in that
I've
box
only been
from,
through a magazine and a half.
Subject 2, go grab it and give it to Muller.
Oh.
Or
be good. Took out of your way, guys. Sorry.
I just realized I only have 3 of them.
Trying to blink it. You know, your boy here has some good eyes, so he was able to engage him before they even pop up.
Oh, Sal, let me give you those mags.
Alright,
Feels
we're gonna
like
move the E word.
Do you know what it is? Is it like a gun truck or is it an APC?
It sounds tracked. On my zone.
And some MBT 349.
Again?
MBT 350.
Sure, coming out of Defilate right now. 2 times MBT.
Action's coming.
Fonty, that MBT is moving directly towards your position. Make sure you
Range
stay
is
low.
500 meters and closing. Range is 450 and closing.
Good eye, Potvin. Good eye.
I don't know where. Sal, I can't hear you.
MBT
It has
range
stopped
across on
at
the-
Sorry,
460.
I said in the negative. You want me to go resupply solo or?
I'll go with the
Alright.
Gentlemen, watch out. We got MPTs coming up behind us over here to the north.
200 meters to our direct.
Oh, that fucker's close.
That's a BMP fire.
It's an ATG, it looks like.
Fucking 332 is where that fucking rocket just came out of.
Infantry on the hill between Big Rock and houses 229.
Specialist Reynolds, what color smoke?
Green.
I have 1 green.
Stand by.
Left of the rock, there's a civilian left of Big Rock. Got some enemy up there also. CID with they think that they have their hands up like they have guns. Many civilians coming down the hill, bearing 202. I did not see if they're armed or not.
They are armed.
Right, 202. The BMP's got eyes on us. To our direct north. Get down. It's firing this way.
Get down, get down.
Well, I tried to get down. I'm up, I'm up.
Still got infantry up to our 225.
Oh shit. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, arms down. Touch me up to the leg.
I'll give it a second.
Let's do it right now. Pushing up.
Line back up.
Move everybody up.
Sound up.
Pulling her up.
Line green. Up is on it.
Yeah, I said your name like 5 times. Yeah, that's what I was.
All my just one next to me and export. One through the resupply go down to the office.
One touch marksman down bang. 3-1-0.
Yeah, when they said it was a night mission, I was thinking, oh boy.
Single contact 3-2-1. And he's dead.
Yep. RPG came in from top of the hill. Between the rock and big rock and men buildings. To the right of the big rock, I believe. That was right on top of the big rock.
Southwest.
You guys resupplied?
Alright, here, look. Put me back up.
Another one, 229
I don't know if he's down. He's
Oh yeah, I got somebody's moving southwest. They're cresting the hill behind those group of buildings.
Send it.
Port is going out. Upper position.
If you can get one on the back side of that hill. The crest of that hill is 217 exact.
Top of the hill, 213, 213, left of the big rock. There's one that went behind the big rock.
Bravo, this is Copy. I'm in the middle of the cop.
Sounds like there's still one out there, maybe like 228.
Stay firm, on my way.
Well, that should have got him. Had enough of their shit.
We just took a few hits from a team southwest. That's not a bad question. I think good effect on orders.
He's asking to see if the AJ, do you still need more, or do you need more saw belts? Copy.
copies.
Copy.
That's right. You're listening in, aren't you? Or not? Or
If
are
you
not?
just let me know when you need a belt. I got one in my bag.
That's good.
Yes, specialist Twister.
I also have one.
Okay. Yeah, we're definitely using a lot less than I thought we would tonight, so that's good.
I have one.
Yeah, that knob just to the left of it, the highest point of that, he was just peeking over the ridge of that.
Screw it, I'm gonna repack.
Good copy.
Did you give me the rest of the belt?
There's your copies.
How many you got? You have 500 rounds. Okay, in addition to what I got. Okay.
They are back up.
No, you do not. Actualist Bravo. Bravo has a little over 1,000 rounds. You were saying? Neat.
Goes
Oh, yeah,
green.
dude. You can
Oh, please God, no.
Hey, at least you got to kill people though.
All green.
That full moon, man. I never even needed my NVGs.
Yeah, I never put them on.
That is the brightest full moon I've ever seen.
NVGs help me see when those boats are out in the water. That's about it.
It's about the climax.
It's also really fucking bright for some goddamn reason.
How are you on CLS line?
Oh yeah.
That wasn't CLS.
Send it. Alpha Bravo, how is CLS?
Box only has 2 times.
I've got full.
How are you on CLS?
Pretty good.
Alpha's green.
Clean up your backpack. Those fat cake.
Probably can't hear Carter.
Come with me, never mind.
Jesus.
There's some bodies out there that might not be
Hey,
fully
buddy.
dead.
You should probably drill him. Pump a few shots into him.
You stay there.
Does actual have
and
something against us?
I'm going to sleep.
Sal's epilepsy. So we just kind of let him
Never
just.
mind. I found it.
He figured he'd stay safe
Yep.
on the other side of the compound.
Sal?
He's taking a nap.
I'm taking a nap.
Bars.
Right now.
Well, Sal, that guy has a decked out AK. Let's go loot him.
Ah, loot! Where is he?
Let's go loot him. He has medical supplies. He might have body armor.
Fort armor?
Yeah, maybe.
Ooh, what score?
I don't think so.
God damn it.
You guys are idiots.
What a quiet. We are. What a nice night.
There's no XP in real life.
No,
There is.
there is. Achieving medals and ribbon racks and.
They don't give us those pretty things in reserves.
Oh.
Experience points.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's throwing smoke grenades?
Having fun over here, you guys?
Doesn't it sound like smoke?
Jerking off on
Yes.
me?
Send it.
Swimming back to our southeast.
Index.
Index.
Yeah, so index.
Commissioner 4. Move to green smoke.
On 2 copies.
Are we rallying on green smoke?
Well, the green smoke looks pretty
yes,
cool if you take the night vision off.
So I'm gonna list you names and teleport, okay?
Looks like a fucking raid. Plus to stop smelling the fumes.
Ice Cube had a button.
You wait.
Alright, lock that shit up.
Hey, Ares, you over here?
Oh.
Captain, I have to
Be
say, I
advised
love
they
these
can
in.
use the flags to teleport to the
Nice.
I'm unsure whether you
blind ass
motherfuckers are
motherfuckers.
blind or if you were just mesmerized by the green smoke.
Oh. First, sorry.
All squads reporting when you are at the middle of the cop. One was rally. Oscar, you good?
If
Where?
not already, your weapon better be condition 4 before my fucking eyes fall upon it.
Make sure your shit's condition
Yeah,
4.
I've got your last pop there.
Paper.
Oh, you're good.
Copy, I am condition 4.
Okay, go ahead and make sure condition 4 and get your butt in there. We're good to go.
I really need to put a GPS
Alright, before we
tracker
start
on
the
his ass.
debrief, what's the deal with the Moz rounds in the resupply box? Were there 0 or were there 3?
1-4 had 3 rounds remaining. There were none in the box that I saw. As far as I know, none of them were resupplied either, Captain. Can you confirm that 1-4?
There was only 2 times javelin rounds, as far as I'm aware.
So none
Captain
of the
Soto.
Moz anybody got any out?
Negative.
Charlie did not.
Captain Soto, can you put us down a fresh resupply box here?
Did you hear that? There's 3 fucking Moz rounds in this one.
I'll check the template.
Okay. Is that different? Is the box put down by the template different than the box?
Yeah, Ephraim, there's 2 boxes down, or 3 boxes down at the Helo resupply spot. I'll double check, make sure that they're loaded correctly, Captain.
Are they from 2 different places, though? Or is it the same box? The one that Ares spawns, is that the same one as you drag and put down on the mission template?
They are part of the template. They come pre-made. This comes out of the Ares template. So it's possible they are different.
Okay.
Alright. Like we got everybody here. Firstly, pretty goddamn good job tonight. Not only defending the cop, but also properly identifying everything that was out there. I heard guys, overheard guys, correctly identifying pieces of armor all fucking night. I personally did not hear one get misidentified. So very, very good job on that. There were some problems with security. There was one point where some asshole was able to get right into the center of the cop and was quite literally standing in the middle of Havoc 4's tubes and almost shot myself and my mic in the ass. How in the fuck that's possible, I have no idea. But there sure as shit is not an excuse for it.
That was the second time, too.
Lastly, JTAX, anybody in here that is a fucking JTAC or anybody that is a member of the TAC-P, you do not clear shit. The task force commander clears a fire mission or a fucking cast run. You, sure as fuck, better never come across my radio saying I cleared it. I promise you, you will know what your nuts taste like. And you sure as fuck do not bring in a goddamn reinsert bird and give no fucking advisement whatsoever to the task force commander. We had a bird coming into a hot-ass LZ, and I had no fucking clue it was coming in whatsoever. There is no excuse for it, and it sure as shit better never happen again. Air assets, outstanding job prosecuting those targets. You guys were on that shit pretty quick, with exception to when the captain asked for a goddamn Hellfire, and it just never came. That, I'm guessing, was miscommunication between yourself and Dagger. But other than that, you guys were fucking on target all night. So good job on that. That's all I have as far as critiques myself. Captain Drumheller?
That's it. Just to reiterate the same thing to fucking Dagger and any other Dagger elements here. When I call in for a Hellfire, that means I want a Hellfire. It doesn't mean I want a Maverick. It doesn't mean I want a gun run from the A10. It doesn't mean I want Apache cannons. It means I'm standing there with my ass out, hanging in the wind, with a fucking hot laser, exposing myself, waiting for a hellfire, and if I'm standing there for 45 seconds getting shot at by a fucking tank because I'm trying to laze it so it can get hit by the hellfire, and then you say, oh no, we have a gun run coming in on it, I've just stood there exposing myself to enemy fire for no fucking reason. So you either send that hellfire immediately, or you immediately relay to me, hellfire's not coming, we have something else on it. But do not let me or whoever is the task force commander standing there, or platoon leadership standing there with a hot laze, just stand there thinking there's a hellfire coming. The other thing was 360 security. That east-southeastern flank got breached 2 times. One time, it got breached 2 times. That's unacceptable. That means we did not have 360 security on the cop the whole time. And it's more than likely a case of, oh, they're shooting over there, I'm going to go see what's happening. That's not how we roll. It's, oh, they're shooting over there, I'm going to stay here and secure my sector. That's how we roll. I'm sorry if it's boring for you, if all the firefights are going on somewhere else, but you're going to get a mission at some point where all the firefights are going off in your face, so you have to deal with it for the missions that you have to pull sector security in a sector where nothing's happening, but that doesn't even matter because there was no sector tonight where nothing was happening. So there's no reason for those breaches to have happened. That's all I've got.
Thank you, Cap. Very quickly, a couple of points I forgot. Havoc 4, outstanding fire missions tonight. Your guys' security was piss poor, but those fire missions were on target. You guys fucking, you smoked some shit pretty good. Where is Chief? Chief Stowe, where you at? No Chief Stowe present tonight?
Speak up, Chief Stowe.
Speak up.
I'm here, First Sergeant.
All right. Chief, what happened on the insert? I heard you say something about you seen a couple tracers and you lost all power.
I thought that was it, but I'm going to go ahead and say that I'm fairly confident that I crashed that plane. I don't know if it was into land or into water or a little bit of both, but I seriously believe I crashed it. I think it was altitude that was the problem there.
Roger. Aries, can you confirm that?
I can confirm we did not shoot him down, First Sergeant. We had a couple small arms, a few AKs waiting for you, but that was it.
Roger. All right, Chief, you know what needs to be worked on. Thank you for at least having the balls to admit it.
Roger that, First Sergeant.
All right, we'll go down the line. Havoc 4.
Nothing from Havoc 4, First Sergeant.
Dagger.
Nothing from Dagger Top.
Havoc 1.
In the very beginning when we were coming in, I heard somebody say there was an ND. Is that correct? Sergeant Munson, I think you might have called it out.
Did I suddenly lose my fucking rank and name? But a yes, no, maybe?
What was that, First Sergeant? I can't.
If I ask you a question, you can at least have the decency to address me by fucking rank and name.
I didn't hear your question, First Sergeant. You talking to me, First Sergeant?
Yes, you. I asked Havoc 1 and you said, yeah, I believe someone said we had an ND. At least have the fucking decency to address me by rank and name.
Oh, understood, First Sergeant. My apologies.
Now, what was the issue with the ND?
It was a minigunner in the Blackhawk on the crew chief's gun.
Cap, that was in your bird?
Yes. I don't know who it was. I don't really care, but don't fucking ND the goddamn minigun out into the middle of the ocean.
Mr. Bowman?
Thank you, First Sergeant. My comment was exactly what our captain has said. That is all. Thank you.
Roger. Thank you, Mr. Bowman. Sergeant Smith?
Thank you, First Sergeant. There was actually an ND with a frag grenade after the first reinsert from the crash. Someone threw a frag grenade, did not say it was been thrown in. Most of us went down from that.
Those are 2 separate issues, Sergeant Smith.
I did hear that grenade go off, although it is not a negligent discharge unless you magically fit an M67 into a fucking grenade launcher. Unless it is discharged by a weapon. It's not an ND. That's a bad frag. But yes, there was a fucking bad frag after we all got back to the staging area. So I don't know who the fuck it was. I don't really give a shit at this point. But that was pretty goddamn stupid. Alright, I believe I've gone through everybody. Aries?
I had one other thing for Sergeant, if you don't mind.
Go ahead, LT.
The tower crowding. We had multiple occasions where I saw 3 to 5 people in these crappy little cargo towers. If you look around, about half of them are destroyed. I don't want to see 3 to 5 people in there. There should be buddy teams at the most. They are not reliable defensive posture. They're really just good for spotting. So I'd rather you guys get out and get hard cover. Over. All right, that's all I had for Sergeant. Thank you.
Good point. Thank you, LT. Alright, Aries?
Standard questions across the board. Everyone enjoy themselves this evening.
That was
Not a ton of critiques on our end other than being able to slip. We got a total of 3 inside the wire, so it was like the first sergeant has already discussed and then Captain Drumheller has already made light of. 360 security is always 360 security. There's always going to be a hole somewhere in your defenses. You may as well not make it easy for them to get through that hole. That's all I got, Top.
Alright, thank you, Soto. Sergeant Reynolds?
Speak up, Sergeant Reynolds.
Negative, Sergeant.
No, we cannot.
I just wanted to ask real quick if we could get some more intel on where the breaches occurred, the 3-time breaches occurred. Like, which flank?
Yeah, we got 1 in on the west flank, 1 in on the east flank, and 1 in on the southern flank.
Damn.
Nobody came in?
Everywhere.
Yeah, we got close on the north. Very close on the north, but I took a 240 to the face, and it really hurt.
Roger that. Thank you very much, Captain. Appreciate it.
That was
All right.
way.
Any other comments or questions related to the entire task force? Put a C or Q in chat. All right, your time is up. Good job tonight. You're all dismissed. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening. If you're too late, fuck off.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and pop down to platoon debrief. If I can find the goddamn channel. There it is. We'll go ahead and switch over to the other screen as well.
Looks like that's most people. Overall, that was a pretty exciting op. I had a good time. The security issue was it's concerning, but we had a lot of territory to cover, so it's a little bit understandable. And I think myself and Sergeant Reynolds will take some of the blame for that because we didn't really have you guys spread out and make sure all the sectors were covered very well. Other than that, the comms were really good tonight. Really good job on passing things up. You know, it's a BRDM and it's not a BTR. And we had a lot of really good call-outs for contact reports, and that made everything go a lot easier. And we were able to get air assets on stuff like that right away. Other than that was the tower things. There's a lot of bunching up. There's a lot of bunching up on some of the HESCOs also. Who the fuck is hot micing?
Specialist Philly, can you check your mic, please?
I don't hear myself on an echo. Let's see, where was I? Yes, we need to spread out a bit on the HESCOs. We had a couple of RPGs that, I know we had at least one incident where we had 5 guys go down. It was like 1-3, I believe. Was that from an RPG, Sergeant Melius?
Sergeant Melius may be AFK. I actually believe that was from an MBT shell that was coming
Oh,
from
okay.
the west, arcing at our heads.
Yeah, even worse. Yeah, okay. So when we're in a cop, we're in a defensive posture like that, where we got 360 security, you really have to be cognizant. Like, okay, there is an MBT on the far side of the cop, and then am I exposed to fire from that? Because that's where I think most of our casualties came from tonight. We had really good cover up front. It was the cross the cop where we were having problems. Other than that, I thought everything went pretty well. I don't know if you guys were putting down markers or not, but every time I went to look, most of the major contacts were marked. And then for a while, it was just so hectic. It was just much easier just to call them out and engage them. Well, 1-4, really good job tonight on wrecking that shit.
Thanks, LT.
All right. Private Rodriguez.
Mike's muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Private.
Thank you, Lieutenant. With the tank hitting that tower and downing 3 of us, that was 1-4, and we saw the tank on the hill and said we need to get out of this tower. And just as soon as we said that, it fired a shell into the tower, downing 3 of us.
Yeah, that still happens. Those things are fucking tissue paper. They're really good for observation. They're not so good to fight from. I know First Sergeant was yelling at me that we had 5 guys on the southern side. I didn't actually see that. So when I talked to 1-2 about it, he said that they cleared out some. I know we only had 1 KIA. Is that correct?
Affirm.
Yes, sir.
We know what happened to that. I didn't hear exactly. What happened.
Yes, sir. So, actually, I'll let Specialist Quest tell you about it since it was his squad on it. Specialist Quest, are you there? Thank you, Lieutenant Corporal. Sorry, what were we talking about? The KIA. I got called down for the KIA, and I ran down the hill. They were in those little bunkers that were kind of the checkpoint south of the towers. And I ran down, I did diagnostic, and he was KIA as soon as I arrived. And I'm not entirely sure what exactly happened, but...
Who was it? Was it Dylan?
PFC Grover.
Grover, who was your battle buddy?
There it is.
That was Betts. It's probably my mistake. The rest of our fire team pulled back up the hill, and I told Betts to go over to the other bunker on the other side of the road there.
All right. That's why battle buddies are important. So you went down, and they just left and didn't see you until you are to KIA. Is that correct?
Yes, LT. It just to me the importance to make sure we check in after every little burst of fire there.
LT, if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead, Sergeant.
PFC Grover, can you answer the question on who your buddy team was at the time that you were hit?
It was Private Betts.
All right, so both of you are to blame for this. If you leave, then you left someone behind, and if you stay, then you left someone behind. You both are responsible for knowing where each other are at all times. There's not a single person, especially now that we even have an RTO. This goes all the way up to Havoc 1 HQ. There's not a single person in this platoon that should ever be standing anywhere by themselves. Period.
Yes, Sergeant.
Roger, Sergeant.
All I had. Do you have anything to add, Sergeant Reynolds?
No, that's it. I think the communication actually, the one thing I want to add on top of the communication, as the LT said, was pretty good. I also noticed that there was a pretty damn good improvement on communication between squads, using each other for cover, using each other for spotting, and so on and so forth. So I want to see that continue on. And we just need to continue working on our sectors, but that's already been said.
Very good. Yep. Yeah, it was good. Good improvement from our last FTX. We've blown some of the dust off from the winter stand down. All right. I'm going to go down the line here. Medical?
Yes, sir. For the medics, you guys did badass tonight. Good job on conserving medical and keeping everybody up to date on that. Other than that, I know it seems like we're a little hard on people when it comes to KAs, but since I've been in Havoc 1 and since LT Burke has taken over and all that stuff, we have not had a single KA in Havoc 1 at all. So that's why we're a little bit picky about it. As Sergeant Reynolds said earlier to me, it is a training exercise, so it's good to get it out now until the next deployment cycle. But If you're curious as to why we are so critical on it, that is why. We expect a lot out of our medics, and when they don't get the chance to bring somebody back up, that's where it upsets us.
Right. Yeah.
So-
When you tell him that he's already down, and he goes down there and he's dead already. It's too late.
Yeah. But other than that, good job tonight, medics. Thanks for keeping me up to date on what you guys are doing. That's it, sir.
All right. Thanks, Corporal. 1-1.
Thank you, LT. The only thing I have is I apologize for losing comms with 1-7 there. I don't know when it happened, but I couldn't hear Sergeant anymore after a certain point, and I realized it when 1-4 was talking themselves.
Roger that.
Yeah, Sergeant Reynolds. I don't know where there were a couple of comm issues tonight. I'm not sure what happened.
I think the initial comm issue that I had with Havoc 7 might have been a technical issue with TeamSpeak, but when I bounced and came back in, I think it actually took care of that issue.
Okay.
And I didn't have any other communication issues with anyone else. So as far as 1-1 is concerned, I think that might have been just a lingering technical issue somehow.
All right. That's all. We'll go to 1-2.
I got nothing, LT.
Thank you. 1-3.
We have nothing, LT.
All right, understood. 1-4.
Nothing from 1-4 LT.
All right, Corporal Newman.
Yes, sir. Thank you again. For those observation towers, if that tower gets blown up and you're inside of it, there's no way for a medic to get you. So we have to have you pulled off of that tower from Ares, or we get lucky and you're close enough to the stairs where we can use Ace Interact and drag you out of there. But if you see a blown up tower, do not go up those stairs because it can and will kill you, and we won't be able to revive you from it. That's it, sir.
All right, thank you. All right, open the floor. Put a C or Q in chat if you have a question or comment. Hey, 1-3 did have a comment. Sergeant Mellies.
He may have to type it out. He's having issues with his microphone at the moment.
I understood. All right. Thank you, Sergeant Mellies. All right, anybody else? Question or comment?
I have a quick comment. PFC ARC.
Yes.
I need you to take a look at the version of your TeamSpeak and make sure that's taken care of. Anyone else who feels that there's a possibility that the version of TeamSpeak is not currently 3.16, be advised you can cause issues on the server for yourself and or others.
Will do, Sergeant.
All right. Looks like that's it. You guys are dismissed to your individual squad debriefs. Fill-ins, thank you for filling in with us tonight. We appreciate your help. Squad leaders, send your patrol reports to Sergeant Reynolds and myself afterwards. Good job, guys. That was good. That was a good one. Yay, from.
All right. So after my little smart-ass comment there, which the LT I'm sure gets that it's a smart-ass comment, but it's yeah, that's gonna do it all for this one. It wasn't super exciting killing 100 guys, but you're gonna have operations like it. But I will see you guys on the next one.